Hello, welcome to Crafty Landing. I'm Marie. Very nice to have you here. And of course, we are in the middle of this fantastic collaboration by RachandBella Crafts with guest designer Angela Kerr. And their kits are being used in this Crafting a Garden Story #Journal Jigsaw event, and hasn't it been marvellous? If you are watching, we are on the 6th of April because that is my day, and my partner Corey Darman here, we have the prompt ethereal embossing. If you're thinking, heck, what is that? Guess what? I did too. Why on earth did I choose this prompt? Rachel put out all the prompts and we were allowed to choose. What the heck? Why on earth did I choose ethereal embossing? I've had to really think outside of the box to come up with my idea. I think I did it because I like the word embossing. Yay, I know what embossing means. And I thought, oh yeah, I could do some embossing. Ethereal, I had to look it up. I'm not joking. I literally had to ask our friend Google what ethereal meant. Think magical, mystical, dainty, soft, delicate, out of this world. Yeah, so not me. When I was at the retreat, yes, I was lucky enough to go to the retreat back in March, Rachel said to me, I was thinking maybe fairies at the bottom of the garden and all that kind of thing, Marie. No, I'm not a fairy person. There's no way I'm doing fairies. So I've really had to think outside the box, and I have come up with her, my butterfly girl. Here she is. I'm going to hold it up a little bit because I need to tilt her to show you these butterflies, and they are on wire. Can you see that's wire? Here we go, which is helping them stand out away from the page, which is why I've called it a wow first page, because what an idea you could have on your first page. So if I pull her out as well, there are my wobbly flower butterflies on the wire. And here she is, my butterfly girl. Butterfly for wings, butterfly coming out of a hat. Again, 3D, and it's on an envelope. So you can put a tag, journaling spot in there, and it just goes behind the pot of flowers with the butterflies as a tuck spot just there. I'm actually quite pleased with the way she's turned out. Yes, so the embossing. We have heat embossing on the butterflies because I've put clear embossing powder on them with a bit of sparkle. It's clear, but it's glittery. Can you, there, can you see? So that's on the top butterfly there, the top layer. And also the envelope is embossed by using an embossing plate and going through the embossing machine. So you can see, there it is. You can see it just there. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do this embossing because Rachel has recently just done a lovely video showing you the ways of embossing. So go and check her video out because it's pointless me showing you this because she's already explained it on her video. What I will say is that to get my colouring, so to get my green and blue, what I did was I just opened up my plate, got my chosen, got my chosen ink. So I've used Faded Jeans Distress ink and smoothed my ink over the inside of the embossing plate. Got my spritzer, so a little bit of water in a spray bottle, spritzed it lightly, then put my envelope in, closed it and ran it through the embossing machine, and that gives you like a watercoloured background. So this one is the green, and then I rub the blue over. So depending on what ink you put inside your embossing plate, and which side you do it, because it could either be the raised side or the deboss side. Okay, but play, have a go, have a little play with it. I'm really pleased with the way she has turned out. So what do you need? Well, you need the lady here, or the girl here, let's call her a girl, the one from Rachel's kit, the one holding the basket of flowers here, and she's wearing her straw hat. You need that journal page, and you need to cut her out, and also delicately cut out the little bits inside of her arms and the basket. So you need her. You need the flowers and the flower pot. The flower pot is from Rachel's latest freebie, so you need that. And then you need the flowers, and I've shrunk mine down, so 2 to a page. Let me show you. Here we go. So that's one A4 of flowers, and that's another A4 of flowers, and I've shrunk them down so that they're 2 to a page. So you can see I've cut out them already with some other ones, so I've got them all here, so they're ready to go. So you need flowers and the flower pot, because look, we're going to be doing that sort of thing here. And obviously you need your butterflies, so let me show you where the butterflies are from. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of butterflies here, but we actually need 8 because I've doubled up. So we need 8, but we need 4 and then print them off twice. So I got them from, let me show you here. So the one on a hat and this blue one here are from this collage sheet, which is RachandBella's kit. So there they are, and you need 2 of each, so you need to print this off twice. So 2 of those, and then the other 2, so that one and that one, are from this collage sheet, the one with the umbrella. So again, printed off twice because you need this one and this one, and you need 2 of those and 2 of those, so you need to cut them out twice. Now you will notice, those of you that are very clever, you will notice that she's got wings, which is why she's my butterfly girl. Never mind about feeding the pigeons in Trafalgar Square. She is the butterfly whisperer, and she's got butterfly wings. So what do we use for those? Well, it is actually this one. So it is actually the one from here. But if I show you, you will notice that that is bigger. So we need them slightly bigger. So how did I do it? Well, when you open up the individual pages, they're PDFs, or are they JPEGs? I don't know. But when you open it up, at the top of the picture of the individual page, there is like an edit icon. And you click on the edit icon, and I think then it shows you some other icons, and one of them, and one of them is this, and this means crop. So this one, see if you can find this one, because it allows you to crop. So it like cropping. So I cropped in from the corner to get this bit here. And it looks like all this bit is going to be cut out. And that's what kind of cropping is. I had this bit, but this bit was all darkened out. Now, I don't want it to go because I don't want to lose the collage sheet from my from the actual kit. So I saved it under a different name. So I cropped in and I saved it, say, cropped butterflies 1. And then it's just that bit then was saved, and I'm able to get it up and put it onto Publisher or Word or whatever I'm using to allow me to stretch and shrink and all sorts of things. So that's what I did. I kind of edited it to get the size of the wings slightly bigger, and they are going to become her wings like that. So to start with, you need the butterflies, you need her, and you need the vase of flowers. Now we're going to do this step by step, so I will show you some things and then I will switch the camera off, finish off all the rest, and then come back on again so that you don't watch me tediously do lots of things over and over. That's a waste of your time. So I'll show you kind of how I do it, and then I'll go off and do all the others and then come back and we'll carry on again. So now the embossing part, as I've said, heat embossed and the natural plate embossing. So the heat emboss is the top layer of the butterflies, because remember there's two, they're in pairs, and I've heat embossed with the glitter these flowers here, but I've also heat embossed her wings. So we need her wings, and I'm going to show you the way I do the heat embossing. So I'm going to get everything, come back and show you how I do all the butterflies, but I'm just going to show you on one and not all of them on camera. Right, see you in a minute. Okay, so we need embossing powder. Clear, this one is Wow, and it's the Neutral Ultra Shimmer. So it's like a clear, but it's got a bit of glittery in there. Our butterfly that we're going to heat emboss, some tweezers so I don't burn my fingers because, ooh, lovely, lovely nails, and some embossing, an embossing pad, ink pad, an embossing one. And I've just got something here, paper to throw my glitter on and something for me to stamp on if I need it. And of course, the heat gun, which melts the embossing powder. So the way I have been doing it is I get my embossing ink, get my butterfly side down because I'm going to press the part that I want to heat emboss into the ink. You will start to see the ink, printed ink, start to come through because my printer is an inkjet. So because this is getting slightly wet from the embossing ink, you will start to see some of it coming through. But we're not going to worry about that because it doesn't matter. So I'm just pressing the butterfly into the ink pad to give it a good coating of ink. Okay, you also can press it even more, which is why I've got this bit of plastic here, because I could even press my embossing ink pad into my butterfly like that because I want to coat it all, and I think I've done that. So I can put my embossing ink away, take that off the plastic. My paper is for catching my embossing powder. Why does it keep out of focus? There we go. So now sprinkle your embossing powder all over your butterfly. Okay, give it a good coating. Okay, get my tweezers. Oh, I keep going out of focus, sorry folks. And I'm going to get my tweezers, sprinkle it off. I'm going to give it a bit of a tap. Okay. Just going to move my embossing powder out of the way because I do not want it going everywhere. Okay, and I don't want to spill that either, so let's move that out of the way. Now, heat gun. Okay, it is going to be a bit noisy, but it will be very, very quick. There we go. And you probably saw it change on the camera there. I'm just going to do that bit there where my tweezers were holding it. There we go. And look, isn't that brilliant? Can you see? Look, just look. And those are going to be her wings. If I bring her back in again, those are going to be her wings. So I'm going to be able to glue her on there now. So what we're going to do is glue the wings onto there. And the next thing that we need to do, let me just move some of my things out of the way. Bring the back in again. So we need her with the wings. So that's her there with the wings. And then the next thing we need to do is the pot here, not the vase, the pot with all the flowers. So you need to cut out the pot and get your flowers and start arranging them inside the pot here the way you like. I'm just something like this. I'm just going to show you how I sort of did it. Tall ones at the back, and then I pushed some smaller ones in the front here. Let's have some daffodils at the back. I'm just giving you an idea of how I did it. Let's have some blue ones. Okay, that's hiding the pink. That's some blue ones here. So I'm just beginning to sort of cluster. Don't want those ones. I'm just beginning to cluster the flowers and arranging them the way I like. And when you're happy, this is where you need to be careful and be a bit patient, because you'll need to glue them together. You might want to sort of take away the pot when you're happy, glue them one by one, and then glue the pot back over the top of them like that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do this off camera. So I'm going to glue her onto her wings, and I'm going to glue the flowers into the pot the way I'm happy. And then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so I'm back and I have my flower arrangement inside my pot already done. I might snip off that little bit there, like it's coming out of the side of the pot. So I'm just going to snip that bit off. And I've also glued the wings onto the back of my girl here. Now, you might be thinking that I haven't put these daffodils onto the pot. And you'd be right, I don't need to do that quite yet, because part of those daffodils are hiding the wire to the butterfly here. So I'm going to do that in a bit. The next thing that we can get done is now gluing I'm going to put the flowers to one side. Okay, so I'm just going to move them out of the way. And the next thing we can get done is gluing our lovely butterfly girl to our embossed envelope. So I'm going to, which is sewn around to create the opening, which allows the opening for a tag. So I've got my embossed envelope here somewhere. Let me just find it. Here we go. So here it is, and here's that raised embossing. And remember, Rachel has got a tutorial on how to do that. So I'm going to glue her onto the stitched envelope like that, which then allows me to do the butterfly at the top of her. Okay, now I've just thought She's on very thin paper, so I think I'm going to back her first. So I'm going to back her on some paper and cut her out again to help make her more stable. So I'll do that off camera in a minute and glue her on there. And then the butterfly that you need for the top of her hat is the smallest yellow one. So the smallest yellow one. And remember, you should have two because you need to heat emboss the top one to give it a bit of a shine, a bit of a shimmer. I have done that already off camera. So here is my heat embossed exactly the same way as the wings. So that's that one, and that is that one underneath. So we're going to sort of put it up like that. I'm also going to back this one because it's a bit flimsy, so it'll make it more stable. And then this one, we bend the wings up and we're going to put glue there and just glue it to the there when we put it on the hat. I'll show you what I mean when I come back. So I'm going to back this to make it more stable, and I'm going to back the one we haven't heat embossed also, and then I'll come back and show you how we attach it all together. Right, so I'm back with the bits and pieces that we need for the next bit. So that's our embossed little envelope with the opening at the top, and our butterfly girl is going to get stuck on there like that, and I've just backed her so she's nice and sturdy now, and she'll get glued onto the envelope front like that. And then we have our two butterflies, the unglittered one and the glittered one that's going to go on the top. So I've made the bottom one, the unglittered one, nice and sturdy. And what we're going to do is, the way I sat her on the hat is that front part of the butterfly goes on the top of her hat, and the bottom part of these wings go behind. No, that's wrong. Scrap that. We need to put the wings on the front part of her hat and this part of the butterfly behind her hat. So it's kind of like a slot. Can you see that it's going to go on like that? So we need to think about where to put the glue. So we need the glue on the tail part of the butterfly, and we need the glue on the bottom part of the wings at the back, so that they get glued into the right spot like that. So let's get that done a moment. Glue. So I need glue at the bottom. Oops, I'm off camera. Bottom of here, like that, and like here. But I need glue on the front part of the tail because that's the bit that goes behind. So it slots on like that. So I'm just going to make sure I hold her down a moment and get rid of any excess glue. Oops, where did that come from? Get rid of any excess glue. Let me just press that down a moment. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to turn her over and make sure that that's held down there on the back, like that. And now I can glue her onto the top of the envelope like that. So let me do that a minute. You don't need to watch me do that. I'll turn off the camera and then come back on in a minute. Right, she is glued on, and I'm getting my Faded Jeans blue Distress ink here, because on the back where she's sticking out a little bit, I'm just going to ink so that it all matches up. and nothing looks too odd even from behind. So that's the top of the butterfly. So I'm just inking all that up like that and like that. Right, now that's got the unglittered butterfly on, so now we need to put the glittered butterfly on the top, but I want it to look 3D, so I'm going to bend the wings back a little bit, and all I'm going to do is put glue down the spine, I suppose, the spine part of the butterfly, and I'm going to glue it in place over the first butterfly. So you need quite a thin nozzle on your glue, and I'm just going to run the glue down there like that, and then pop it in place. I like to turn mine upside down so I can see what I'm doing here, and pop it in place, hold it down in the middle, just for, you know, your glue, so you're going to know how long it takes for your glue to take, and then bend the wings up, and then that's that first one done. Right, so just going to leave that glue dry now, and we'll be able to play with those wings a little bit more, but that is part of the topper done, so I'm going to put that one away to one side. Now the other bits, so we need our vase, or I keep saying vase, it's a pot. We need our pot of flowers back, and we need all our butterflies, so we need the remaining 3 butterflies. Now what we're going to do is, I have taken the top ones already and I have heat embossed them, so they are all done. The glittered side is all done, so here are the glittered ones, so you can see that glitter, not glitter, glitter, not glittered, and then glitter, not glittered, you can see. So these are the ones that will need the wire attached to. So what I've done already on 2 of them is I've backed the non-glittered side, so the underneath part of the butterfly, the underneath part, I have attached it to some thick cardstock. So I've done 2 already. I think I've done this one. Yeah, the blue one and the yellow one, but I haven't done this one. I haven't done this one yet because I wanted to show you that I have glued them onto the back, but I have left enough room, so I haven't put any glue right down the middle. I've only glued the wing part because I've left enough room for some wire to go up through the middle. So if I just open it slightly, if I take the card away from the, can you see? Okay, and I'm going to take some wire and it's going to slide all the way up through the middle. It should do because I haven't glued it. Oh dear, what's happened here? Let me just try from the top. Okay, let me just make sure. Yep, there we go. Okay, so it needs to go through the... Well, it worked from the other end. Why won't it work from this end? Okay, let's just go down this end then. Here it is. Okay, I thought I was wondering what on earth's going on, because I'd only put glue here and here to stick it down, so the middle should have been unstuck, and it is unstuck. Okay, now the wire itself, you need thin wire, so craft wire or florist wire, something quite thin, not too heavy, not too thick. Okay, now, so I've pushed it through the middle part of the butterfly, and can you see I've left some free at the top here because I'm going to bend it behind the butterfly towards the cardstock. So I'm just going to bend it behind. Now I'm going to show you. So here, going to bend it like that, and then I'm going to push the butterfly towards that bend. So this means it won't come out from the top, so it won't suddenly. And I'm going to get some tweezer type, not tweezers, they're sort of, I don't know what they are, but I'm going to squeeze the wire, some sort of jewellery making tool, aren't they? Just squeeze that wire together. It's a bit fiddly, especially doing it on camera to show you. It's a bit fiddly. Right, I'm going to stop the camera a minute and I'm just going to do it so that I can get that bit down and show you. Right, so there we go. I've just bent it so that it stays down the back behind the butterfly. So now this butterfly won't come off the end. So that's that one. And now let's do the blue one. So let's cut a piece of this wire. Okay, this one's like a coppery colour, and it's very thin craft wire. So I'm just gauging how long I need it to be. I'm just going to cut a bit off. Normal scissors will cut it fine. So that bit, and again, hopefully, it will go up through the middle of the butterfly because I didn't glue it down the middle. I only glued the outer of the wings. So hopefully that should go up through the centre of the butterfly. Okay, let's go down this part again. Doesn't seem to want to go up, it only seems to want to go down. See, they are a bit fiddly and a bit tricky. Why is that not going? Okay, let's try this end. Okay, let me turn the camera off a minute. Right, and we're through. I just had to bring it up closer so that I could see what I was doing. So again, we're going to bend it over a little way, so like a hook, and then I'm going to get it as close as I can to closing and then pull it back down, and that is when I can press it really, really flat against the back of the butterfly. And this is where I might need my pliers. That's what they're called, pliers. And then that gets squeezed shut there and there. It will want to go towards the side. Let it, if that's what it does. It's not going to hurt it because it's behind. So I'm just going to squeeze that together nice and tight. And pull that down and have another go at squeezing that nice and tight. Nice and tight closed. There we go. Okay, that one's not brilliant. There we go. I'll just put that into shape a bit. Okay, there we go. All right, and there's the back of the butterfly. So that's how we do the butterflies, but of course they haven't got their glittery bits on yet, so I'm going to finish off this one because I need to glue it to the card, and I just wanted to show you, it's not going to show you the lines, is it, that I drew? Okay, don't put glue down that bit there, just put glue on the outer sides of the wings, because then it enables the wire to slide up. Even though it's tricky, it will be able to slide up, okay, between the butterfly and the cardstock at the back. And then what we do is we're going to then attach the butterflies to the pot, okay, and I'll show you how to do that after I finished getting this one on the wire. I shall be back soon. Right, so that's all the wire pieces done, and here is my pot of flowers. Now again, at the moment it's very flimsy, so I'm going to back that, but I'm not going to stick the backing on straight away. I'm going to hold it onto my paper that I'm going to back it on, and I'm going to draw around it, cut it out, and then not glue it yet, because I am going to sandwich the wire in between the backing and the actual flower pot itself, and that will sandwich and hold the wire between. So I need to draw around and then cut out. And the way I'm going to do that, so that I don't get any pencil marks on the flower pot and flowers, I'm going to turn it over, turn my card over, turn my pot over, and then I'm going to draw around the shape. So I'm roughly, and then when I cut it, I can always cut it a little bit smaller than I've drawn it anyway, because it's going to be for a backing piece. I'm not going to worry too much. I've chosen a cardstock similar in colour, so like a beigey colour, so that it won't stand out too much. So like a neutral colour would be good. And it doesn't matter, as you can see here, I've gone over the pot because it's behind, so it doesn't matter that I'm getting my pencil mark maybe on top of the pot, because it's actually going to be underneath, so we're not going to see it anyway. So here I'm just going to put my finger around there, hold it so that I can roughly draw around it. I'm happy with that. So I can take that away, and as you can see, okay, that's roughly the shape I need. So I now got to cut that out, but I'm not going to glue it yet because I need to stick my wire in between. So I'm just going to cut this out. Right, so as you can see, I've cut my backing out. Not perfect, but it will do. And remember, I haven't glued it yet because this is where I need to think about the wire and where my butterflies are going to be. So I know that I want this yellow one here, to come out of my flower pot. So the way I'm going to do that is very similar to the way we put the wire on the butterfly. I'm going to get a pointy tool or an awl, and I'm going to roughly about there make a hole, pierce a hole. Oh, I should have my mat really. There we go. So I'm just piercing a hole big enough to put the wire through. So that goes through, and I know that I want my butterfly to be about there. So it's gone through. So on the back now, this is where I can fold it up just like we did before and press it down so that it's not going to move anywhere, or come out, I should say. We want the butterfly to move on the front, but we don't want it to come out anywhere. So I'm just going to press down. and get that. Okay, where's my pliers? I'm just going to press down to get that. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. So I've just used them to press down so that it's nice and secure, and it'll be even more secure when we glue the backing on. So I've managed to get that, okay, as flat as I can. I might push it a bit more in a minute. So that's the first one, and that's the easiest one really in a way, because the other two have to be attached with some washi tape to help keep them in place. So this one I'm going to want to be about, oops, I want to be about there. Yep, roughly about there. So I need it to be about there, I think. So this is where I need to turn the vase over and move my bits out of the way and turn my pot over, sorry, and it's a bit long here, so I am going to cut it just above this one here, because I don't want any more sort of, I don't want the wires bashing into each other, but I need enough for it to stick down. So I'm just going to snip a bit off there. Okay, and I want it, let me just check again. So I'm going to want it about here. So I'm going to turn over, and that's where I want to put a bit of washi tape or sellotape, anything that you've got, just to secure it for a minute. So I'm just going to tear off a couple of pieces just to hold it there a minute. So that's going to go there. Okay, just going to press my nails, my own nails, into that bit there to hold it in place. Yep, lovely. That's where that's going to go. Now the other one, so the blue one we've got here, I don't want it too uniform, so I don't want it the same height as that one there. Oh yeah, I like that, because that one's coming out that way, so that one, perfect. So if I turn that over, again, that might be, oh no, that's going to be okay. I'm just going to leave that there, oops, while I get some washi tape. And I'm going to put some washi tape there. And here. Okay, and then double check. So I'm going to turn it back over and have a little look. Looks a mess, but we haven't put our backing on yet, and all this will be hidden. So yep, that's looking great. Okay, I'm just going to put now a piece of washi tape over, let's put it this way, this one as well. Okay, and I need that to go down as much as it can, because now this is where I want to have them all hidden with the backing. So that there, and oh, that, don't want that to be seen, that there. Okay, just to hold them a bit more, doesn't matter that it looks messy. Okay, and now the backing is going to be glued onto my pot of flowers like that, and that's when, after that's stuck, I can then begin to fiddle with my butterflies to get them into the position I want. So I'm just going to ink. I'm just going to ink around the edge of my backing, because I only cut it very roughly. I wasn't precise at all, in case any of it can be seen around the top of the flowers or in between the flowers. I just want it to blend in a little bit more with the floral arrangement, so I'm just going to use my green here, which is Shabby Shutters. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm not going to go around the pot part because obviously the pot isn't green, the pot is brown, but that shouldn't show through anyway. It's just in case. Right, so I'm now going to glue all that on. So, okay, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this. This is my preferred glue, and I'm just going to... Okay. I am trying to be precise with the glue, but I'm aware that you're all watching and it's very boring, somebody gluing. But I just want to show you what I do, and hopefully the wire, it'll show you that the wires will help the gluing and the washi tape and things. I'm going over the washi tape with glue, and it will all help to hold those wires in place. Okay, let's just get all glue up to the edges as we can. Okay, even on the wire. Okay. Of course, with Fabri-Tac it all comes out, doesn't it? I think that's what happened before on one of my videos. And somebody suggested a solution, which I have yet to try. Let me just... I need to see what I'm doing, so I'm just going to pick this up so that I can move it to match up. And when I'm happy, I'm going to turn it over and press down. Get it going. Okay, let me just get some paper here. Okay, I'm just going to press this down to get it stuck and get those wires really, really in place, as in glued in place. Okay. Okay, fab. That will take in a minute. I'm pleased with that. That will all hold, which means now... Oh, you can actually see that better on the green. Maybe I should have let you all have a look with a darker or a pattern something behind. Right, so now what's left is I need to choose a flower to hide my wire. I want to hide it as much as I can, so that looks nice as well on the flower pot there. So let's have a look. What have we got left? Quite a bit. I want a fairly... That might be quite nice. Ooh, that does look quite nice, but I would need to chop some of it off. Nope, I'm going to stick with the butterflies, and I'm going to glue that there. So I'm just going to bring this wire up a bit so that I can see. I might need to cut a little bit more into this flower. No, that's okay, because that will go behind that like that. Right, fab. Let me glue that down. And I don't want to glue all the way, do I? Because it was overhanging a bit, wasn't it, here? So I don't want to stick it to that bit at the minute. So let's hold the bit I don't want to glue. Okay. Oh, come on then, glue. Okay, so let's just get this glue going. And again, up to the edges as much as possible. I like these precision nozzles, fab. Okay. Right. Turn that over. Make sure I get my, that's it, flower behind the wire. And hold that down. Bring the wire up if it's stopping my flower from sticking. Lovely. Okay, there we go. So there's the flower. Daffodils, lovely, lovely daffodils. Must have daffodils on my mind today after watching Steph's and Frapes and Scrapes, or Scrapes and Frapes. I never know which way round it is, but they both did some fab ideas on daffodils. Delightful daffodils. Okay. Right, let me just make sure that's not stuck anywhere. No, brilliant. Okay, so we've got this one here that can be brought up. This is where now I'm starting to play with the wire to get my butterflies to come up a bit. Okay, it's just a matter of bending the wire to how you like them, how the butterflies are looking. And this one, yep, okay, like that. Look at that. So now we need the glitter ones to go on the top. And again, all we need is a bit of glue in the middle of each one. So that one I'm going to bend back, so the glue will go down the spine of the butterfly, and that will get glued onto that yellow one there, and so on. The blue, bend down a little bit there, the glue will go on that middle part there, and we will glue it onto that one. And then finally this one, see the shine, it's gorgeous. Bend, and we're going to put the glue down there and then stick it onto that one. Oh, exciting. Right, let me do that a minute, and I'll do that off camera. Or do you want to watch me do that? No, I'll do that off camera. Okay, so I've glued all those glittery butterflies on. Okay, and they are beginning to take. So all that's left for us to do now is to bring back our butterfly girl herself and the chosen journal page. And I have got the same one as this, which is this journal page, and it's actually got some butterflies already on, and this is from RachandBella's kit. Okay, and I've backed it already and sewn around the edge of it, and because we've sewn around the embossed envelope as well, the sewing together looks lovely. So I'm going to move this one out of the way now, and we've got our journal page sewing all the way around the edge. We've got our flower pot with the wire butterflies, so we're going to position that, and I'm not going to glue yet. Let me just make sure we're all okay. And the butterfly girl, backing the pot of flowers also helps. It helps to hold the wire, but it also enables for a smooth slide of any journaling cards and things to go in behind, so it won't catch on anything. So that will get glued there, and then she will slide in and out. So let's just see. we want her to be about there, and that butterfly would be lovely if it was poking out the top of the journal a little bit, wouldn't it? So I know that I need to roughly, to make this a tuck spot here to hold her, I know that my glue, when I glue it down, I can go up about as far as there, so almost the top of this daffodil. So I know that I can glue on the underneath part, I can glue the bottom of that pot. So I'm just going to do that, turn that around, and I'm going to draw a pencil line. So I'm going to go about there, I think. So my glue goes here, okay, to enable it to become a bit of a tuck spot. So I go for my Fabri-Tac glue. So I'm just going to get this done about there, maybe a bit higher, just to make sure it's enough of a tuck spot. Right, I'm going to move our butterfly girl out of the way so she doesn't get stuck to it by mistake. Glue our flower pot down, and I'm just going to hold it for a minute to get it to take. Now you might be thinking, while I'm holding that this butterfly is sticking out a bit, and that butterfly is going to get caught on the spine as well. Well, the beauty of these wires being thin is that you can just bend them back in, and when the journal closes it will naturally move out of the way. So I'm not worried. I've tried it and it's all fine. It doesn't matter that this one is sticking out of the edge, because that's the opening part of the journal anyway. It's just the inner ones, isn't it? It's just the inside one. So this one, let's just move that a bit already then, so that it is out of the way. There we go. Okay, like that. Make it flat. Okay, that's the beauty of it being on these wires. And then this one will naturally move out of the way as well. Okay, let me just move these up a bit and make them look like they're flying. Lovely, lovely. And this blue one, lovely. And all that's left for me to do is to slide her in. I'm not going to push her down too far. I don't want her to get stuck. And there we go. Let me move those up a bit. There we have it. Ooh. Our wow front page. My prompt was ethereal embossing. So this beautiful butterfly girl with some heat embossed butterflies with glitter, Rachel's freebie flower pot, all these flowers clustered up, and the removable butterfly girl herself with the butterfly wings and the butterfly on her hat. And we can pop a tag or some tea stain paper or blue paper in there for some journaling. So there we are. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a bit fiddly, and I know I've stopped and started a little bit, but I think we would be here tomorrow still if I didn't do that. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I haven't droned on too much, and more than anything, I hope you like what I have created for you. Thank you. Bye.